Submissions to PSA. How do we submit cards to PSA 2022? That's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to break down step-by-step formula, the equation for getting it done in 2022 and beyond. Let's jump into it. Before we jump into our live submission, guys, if you're loving our content, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, tap that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our new stuff coming out. Let's get into it. So the first step we have to do is head to psacard.com. Have an account. You will need to create an account. So I already have an account. Obviously, I've done many submissions with PSA before. So I just need to sign in, but you can create an account. Okay, so I've just signed in. And from here, there's a bunch of different ways you can navigate to the card submission center. But the online submission center is relatively easy to use, as I'm about to show you. You can just click this big green button up here that I'm highlighting to get there, or you can come down to where it says submit cards. We're going to do the more obvious one today, which is the submit cards. And then you want to build your card submission on the online center. As you can see, there's a bunch of submissions here. These are recent submissions that I completed for a Facebook group that I run group submissions in. A ton of fun, but that's for another video. What we want to do is hit the Start New Submission. Now, if you're just doing regular trading cards, as in sports cards or TCG cards, it's already defaulted to the regular or small size cards, which is correct. And then you just want to click Next. Now, there are a bunch of other options where you can do tickets, packs, coins, different things like that. So just be aware of that. If that is something else that you're looking at doing in the future or in this present, then you can use that option as well. Okay, so you're presented with some different options here. For the purpose of this video, I'm not going to explain what they all are. However, you may need to use some of those in the future. But this video, we're going to use the grading option, which is what we are here to do. As you can see, once you select that grading option, a bunch of other options open up. Now, the standard default option is that first top one where it says no autograph authentication, and you just select that, and it shows you what the label looks like. Okay, so the example is a Mickey Mantle Topps 9052, and it's in mint condition 9. That's just a standard card grading. But it also breaks down on the left here what each of the things does. So is there an autograph authentication in this option? No. Do they grade the autograph? No. Do they authenticate the card? Yes. And do they grade it? Yes. So that's the one we want. Make sure you've got the first option selected, and then you just click Next. Okay, so once you get to the next page, you can see there's a whole bunch of options, and they range in price from $30 through to premium 10. Now, you are not going to have the value option. I have that because I'm a member. I'm part of the Collectors Club. If you are part of the Collectors Club watching this, you'll know about this. But if you're not, and you're just standard, you're only going to have from economy down to premium. So for today's exercise, we're going to use the value 96 to present because it's the cheaper option there, and most of my cards, they're all going to be $4.99 or less. However, if you do have to pay attention to this. So if you're submitting more expensive cards, you are going to have to use some of the higher options. So pay attention to that. Get on eBay to check comps, which is the comparable pricing for that card. Check the recent sales. I would check the past few months just to see where the consistency of the pricing is, just so you can gauge where your card is if you're going to look at submitting a more expensive card. However, the cards I'm submitting here are quite standard, and the value 96 to present is where they're going to lie. If I wasn't a member, I would use the economy and submit them at the $50 price range, and that would be fine. So we're going to click next because we've got our cards, we've got our option, the description of the cards. So I'm just going to put my cards in an order, and then I'm going to type them all in and show you how to build your submission from here. Now today I've got a bunch of Kobe Bryants. I've got an Anthony Hardaway Topps Finest Sterling. I've got 2 Tim Duncan rookies, and I have 2 Allen Iverson rookies. So these are all 96 onwards. I think actually most of them are from the year 96 itself. There's a Kobe Bryant rookie, and also a second year Kobe Bryant Fleer Metal, and I think 05 or 06 Kobe Bryant Topps. Upper Deck. So some cool little gems here. I'll show you how to punch these through. Now I've heard different people talk about the card ordering. Whether or not it makes a difference is a subject of great debate. However, the rhyme and reason goes something like this. Submit what you think is your shittiest card first, with your best cards at the bottom. So basically the card that's probably the oldest in the worst condition, put that one forth first. I don't know how true this is, but this is what I've heard some so-called experts say, and whether or not it's true, as I said, is a subject for debate. We are going to stick to that method though. So with these cards are all in about the same condition from my perspective. And the other thing you need to look at, I guess, is the condition before you submit them, and make sure you've got cards that you think will potentially grade well. With that said, let's put this submission down. I'm going to start off with the Kobe Bryants. I think they're in the worst condition out of these cards. Now you can type in anything to start off. You can type in the player name or the year name. Their submission form is auto-correcting, so it is really, really very strong. And you'll see what I'm talking about. I'm going to start with the year. And what is this? Upper Deck. And I'll finish off with the card number, which is... what is this one? 381. Now I'll just check that. I'm just going to get my torch off my phone. That's 361. That's why it's not finding it. And you just have a look on there. I can't see the card, so let me just make sure I've got that right. And I'm going to change the year to 97. That might find it. Okay, so it's collector's choice, and that's why. See if we can find something here. Oh wait, hang on. I know why. Kobe Bryant versus. Let's change that back to 96. Maybe I did get that wrong. That is not finding that. Let's try a different tactic. It says 96 on the back of the card. If I just try collector's choice. I'm just trying to see the number. If you're not sure, oh, here it is. Okay, did here. Okay, so just had to manipulate this. It wasn't upper deck, it just says collector's choice, and it's the one-on-one. Wait, no, that's not it. It's not jumbo, is it? Okay, so if you're not sure, what I like to do, and this is a good example, so we come over, bring up eBay, and search for the card on eBay just to get a name on the card. So, or in Google. Kobe Bryant collector's choice 1-on-1. Okay, so it says 96 361 rookie insert Kobe Bryant 1-on-1. That's interesting. Alright, so we come back here and we'll just type in collector's choice 1-on-1, and we'll sit. There it is. There it is. So we have to just change up the name. It's 361. That's the one right there. Okay. So yeah, you just got to muck around with the names sometimes. It might frustrate you a little bit, just trying to get the names right. But that's our first one. We want to have quantity 1 and just the declared value. So I noticed at 20, 20, 35. So I'm going to say, let's say $24.99. Take a $25. There we go. Now we want to save that and just put that on the pile. I'll show in the next step, once we get through this, how to package up and send to PSA in the correct manner, which will be the step after this, obviously. So next after that, we'll go in year order. Now this is 1998 Fleer Metal Kobe it's a metal universe, I should say. Kobe Bryant, and what do we got? It is that first one, the 53. So that matches up. Declared value on this, let's just say, we'll just say $25 again. All right, next one. This is a 2006 Upper Deck Kobe Bryant. Oh, spell that right. This is card number 35. Is it the Ovation one? It is. Okay. So you can see down here, Upper Deck Ovation, just checking my card. That is the card. And we'll say $25 for that one. Now, like I said before, guys, if you're unsure of your card values, jump across to eBay, do a quick search, check current listings and check sold. Evaluate it from there. Just get an average of, you know, a handful of samples, and that way you're coming at a real price. So I believe PSA will check on, you know, cards they feel maybe that you're underpricing. So don't get like a really old, expensive rookie card and say it's only worth $30, something like that, because they're onto those sort of things and they will upcharge you. So just be careful with that. Don't be submitting a Fleer Jordan rookie and saying this is only $100, because they'll call you out and you'll have to pay. All right, what is next? 196. Oops, Topps Finest, Anthony Hardaway. Now, what number is this one? This is 65. Is there a 65? Yes, there is. Now, because this is Topps Finest, some of them, as you can see how it says with coating on some of those. Now, Topps Finest came with a plastic peel coating on the front. Okay, now, this card has the coating on it. All right, we'll just say $29 for this one. All right, and we'll get to our Tim Duncans. All right, so I've typed in Skybox because that's who it's the manufacturers, but I've just realized that back then Skybox was called Hoops. So the Skybox was the premium version. So let's type in Hoops and see what comes up. Do we have a 166? Yeah, here it is here. Okay, this is his base rookie card for Hoops. Or it's actually 97, is it? Oh, the card's listed as... But that's going to be the card there. And the reason I know it is because 97-98 season was his rookie card. So that is the card. And we'll just say $30. All right, what's the next one? '98 Skybox Z-Force. Tim Duncan. Which was Skybox Premium, I think. Did Z-Force? I can't remember. Z-Force is a lovely looking card, but let's find out what number that is. That is 111. Is there a 111 there? No, there isn't. So let's change the year to 97 and see if that changes it. Yeah, oh, yeah, there it is. Okay, so 97. So around rookie seasons, you'll find that the PSA registry will have them listed as, you know, if they're like in a 97 or 98 season. If you're on a rookie card like that and you're trying to find, is it the 97 or the 98? Sometimes they're listed under both. Okay, so just do what I did and just change the year. If you know that, you know, Kobe Bryant was 96, 97, try 96 if you can't find the 97. Tim Duncan, couldn't find 98, but it worked under 97. This is definitely the card. The 111 Skybox Z-Force, Tim Duncan. We'll say $49 for that one. All right, we're going to the AIs. All right, now, I think Allen Iverson was the same year as Kobe Bryant, so let's go 1997 Skybox Z-Force, Allen Iverson. Now we're looking for card number 151. See, that says 150, right? Let's change the year to 96. Same thing. Let's see if that works. Yep, there it is. So the same deal. Just got to get the years right for PSA's registry to recognize what the correct one is. So we are looking at the 151, and that's a tricky one because if you were at a quick glance, you'd be like, oh, yeah, 150. That's it, but it's not. That's his second year Z-Force was the 150. So just be careful of stuff like that. So $39. Iverson's rookie cards are remarkably cheap for a player his caliber. So if you're looking to get a good steal, I'm going to start out with 96 on this one. This is another one of his rookies. Allen Iverson. Was this Skybox Premium? Yep. Skybox Premium. And I think this is card number 85. Let me have a look. Yep. So that's that one, and we'll just say $39. Bang. All right, that's our submission. So from here, you can see we've got our 7 or 8 cards or 9 cards, whatever it is. And we've got the service fee over here. 8 cards times $30 going to be $240 US. That's not including shipping. And we've got our total declared value. So if you're sending from overseas, what I'd strongly recommend is that, and you've got some high value cards or lots of cards, break it down into smaller submissions so that your total declared value is always, try and keep it under $2,000. I would strongly recommend keeping it under $1,500 because you will get import fees. Now, I thought import fees was a joke and people were making it up until I did a massive SGC submission that was about 3 or 4 grand's worth of cards that came back, and TNT or FedEx rang me, emailed me, and I ignored it all, and they sent through a thing saying you have to pay, $300 or whatever it was to get your cards through, and I was like, damn, $300, whatever it was, $250, something like that. And I had to pay it to get the cards through the country, otherwise they were just going to keep them there at border at the terminal. And I paid it, and then a couple of days later I got my cards, and I was like, okay, that is real. It's a real thing. So import tax, they will look at your declared value. Now, if you're watching this video and you are from the United States, it's probably not a big of a deal because you're just going to be, it's just like posting it to your buddy. You're posting it to another state or the same town or whatever. Those sort of things are not going to matter. But if you are doing this from another country like I am, and you have a very big amount of cards you want to do, what I would suggest is that you break it down into smaller, more manageable submissions. The same as if you're watching this and you are trying to put together a group submission for a group of pals. Keep your submission with a certain number of cards or a certain declared value and cap it out, and don't go above that, because getting it into the country is not a problem, but getting it back is a big problem, especially if you've declared it at a certain amount of value, because PSA will declare that to their shipping company. They'll be saying this is $3,500 worth of product. No problem, it'll get on the plane, but when it lands, it'll get stuck at customs. So keep that in mind. So that is that. We're going to click next. Now, if you have a collector's account and you can get these sent to the vault and have them listed and all that sort of thing, that is going to be an option in the future where you can have these cards submitted straight to PSA, and they will then take them and put them onto their website, the Golden website, and put them up for auction. So if you want to go down the auction path and do those sorts of things, that will be an option soon. However, for this, and like most people, we're going to get the cards shipped back. Okay. I'm going to cut the camera just for a second while we punch in credit card details, and we'll move forward to the next step after that. One thing I will show you here, so the default is insured shipping. If you have a FedEx account, you can opt for that, and I think you put all your details in from there. I do have a FedEx account, however, I'm just going to use their default shipping. It's just as easy, and it's pretty good actually. So make sure you click on that. It's the international shipping policy, and that you understand it and all that sort of stuff. So you can click on that there to read it, or you can just accept it and click next. Okay, so moving down, it's just another summary. It's got your grand declared value, the price that PSA will charge you. Now, they won't charge you that straight away. You'll get charged once the cards are graded and they're ready to ship back. They'll then charge the credit card that you've supplied them. And make sure you click on the little accept the terms down here. And it just does tell you your credit card will not be charged until the order is received and processed PSA. Okay, so submission is now done via the online center. So now we've got to follow these next steps basically, but what we will do is print out the relevant forms, which will be the next step, and then I'll show you how to organize your paperwork and package your cards correctly and in the correct order and equipment so that they don't get damaged. Now, even if you're not shipping international, I would still recommend following these basic guidelines that I'm going to show you on how to package it up correctly where it's safe and secure, and your chances of the cards being damaged are very, very minimal. So it does give you the option, if you want to do multiple submissions, to go back and immediately do another submission, and you can come back and access the paperwork for any of these things. One point of notice is that if you don't send the cards, if you have a change of heart, 30 days, that submission stays in their system. That is enough time. It usually takes about 2 weeks to get overseas from Australia. I would say other countries are very similar. You could probably get it to them in a matter of days if you were in the United States. But just understand after 30 days that they will delete that submission out of their system if they haven't received the cards. So don't panic if you change your mind and go, oh shit, nothing will happen. Nothing happens. Okay, so you can read all this mumbo jumbo, or you can just listen to what I'm going to say. Print this label here. First thing. So we've printed that form, which I'll show you what to do with that. It does give you some rough guidelines on how to put your cards in semi-rigids, sleeves, and how to do all those sort of things. I'm going to show you that anyway, so I'll break this down in my own way where it makes sense and it's easy to follow for you. But we are going to print these rest of these labels and forms. We've just printed that one there, which we will attach to the outside of the box or the envelope. Not an envelope, but a padded mailer, if that's how you're going to send them. And that will just be that PSA can scan it and it'll bring up the details of the submission upon them receiving it. Okay, so skip all that and just come straight down to print submission forms. And then obviously print. Okay, so it gives you two shipping options here, as you can see. One, to use your default USPS service. You use the option on the left. Now, this is for both international and domestic postage. So I'll be using this one. If you have a FedEx account, you use this address on the right. It's the only difference. Is the two places is what service you use, FedEx or USPS. Okay, for those Australians who are watching this, USPS is the link-up service for Australia Post. It's exactly the same thing as what we have here, Australia Post. That's the United States version. So I'd strongly recommend you use USPS unless you have a FedEx account. But really, that's not going to make any difference. It's just what postage service you're using to get it there. Okay, so we've printed our forms. I will quickly show you you know, what the forms look like, declared value, and all those sorts of things. It does have the item list, and it does tell you the different things that you need to do. But however shown you here, we are going to finish what we're doing here, and we're going to jump over to the lab, and we're going to break down packaging up the cards for the submission into the semi-rigids, giving them enough support and protection, putting those in the box with the submission papers, and posting them off. Let's jump into it. All right, so there's a few things you're going to need. You're going to need some rubber bands, which I've got an abundance of. You're going to need 2 bits of cardboard, so we can make a nice cardboard sandwich once we've finished packaging up. Some tape and some semi-rigids. These are Card Saver ones. That's an Ultra Pro 2. Either one is fine. I prefer the Card Savers, and I'll just show you both of those. Now, I've already packaged up the first half of this submission, and this is what the final product's going to look like. I'm going to show you how to do these ones. Oh, I'm missing one thing. Okay, the little colored stickers that you can see here, and you just put those on. I'll show you how to apply those just so the graders can get them out. The other thing is I do have a nice cloth for cleaning. This is a microfiber cloth. If you haven't seen my tutorial on how to clean the cards, I'd recommend doing that. But basically you just got to shine them in the light to make sure there's no smudges. All of these have actually been cleaned already, but I'll just give you a quick demonstration. Just breathe on it if there's something, you know, a fingerprint on there or something. Don't put any water, don't use chemicals, just breathe on it. Wait for it to dry and then rub it off. Okay, so we want to put on one of our Postage stickers, like so, and we're going to open up the Ultra Pro. Just squeeze the sides a little bit so it just goes in snug, and that's it. Final product. Actually, that one. Make sure you put them in the right order. The other thing you need to do is make sure you're using, I always like to use nice new sleeves just to give them a fresh appearance. Alright, so that is all of our cards packaged up. I'm just going to check the order to make sure. So you want to get your submission form, and you want to make sure they're in the right order. So they've got to be in the same order that you submitted in. And it tells you this on here, so you just want to make sure. So you want to go Kobe, 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 Anthony, Tim, Alan, and Alan. Yep. Alright. So we're going to get a bunch of rubber bands out of here, and I'll show you how I make my cardboard sandwich. That should be enough. Okay, so you've got your cards, you're going to put them like that, and then on top like that. Now you can use tape to tape this up, however, it can get a bit messy. If the tape gets up getting stuck to the cards, then it can be a bit of a nightmare. I wouldn't recommend it, especially as an amateur. You just want to have it rubber banded up like that, a couple of directions, just so it's nice and firm. Something like that is very, very sufficient. Now, you'll see on top of the forms up here it says PSA copy 1. Okay, and then PSA copy 2. Notice it says PSA copy 1 over here, and PSA copy 2. And underneath that one, you've got the one that says customer copy. So, and that's the one that we're going to stick on the outside of the box or padded mailer. So put that one there. Keep the customer copy over here for ourselves. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to write up here, total number of orders included in this package. Now, if you were doing more than one submission and putting it all in the same pack, you would 1, 2, 3, however many in there. Okay, we're only doing 1 for this one, so we don't need to put any different number than what it actually is. Now we have 8 collectibles. So over here, total number of collectibles included in this package, all orders. So if you're doing more than one order and you had 8 here, another 8, 20, another one, you add the total and put it over here. For this one, it's 8. Okay. Now repeat that on PSA copy number 2. And that's that. Okay, with PSA copy 1, we're going to attach that to the cardboard sandwich with some more rubber bands. We're going to go 1 around the width and 1 across the top. So then our package looks like that. Okay, and then we're going to fold that one in 2. Okay, we are going to package up using this box. I'm going to use a bit of bubble wrap. So what I'm going to do is put that inside just a little bit here. And on the inside of that, I'm just going to pat it up a bit. Now, you can put some bits of paper, you can see it's still get it a bit tighter. Put some more bubble wrap and even just loose bits of paper in there just to stop it from moving around. And that's nice now. Be nice and firm. I'm going to get that in like that. And we need to cut out that little thing there and stick it on. So that is it for the submission, guys. You do need to pay for postage, obviously, and affix your postage on there. And get this little thing, and I normally stick it on the side here and just tape over it. Cut that out and tape over it. The other thing you need to do is on one of the edges is write the submission type. So that was a value. So the service level, you need to type in value. If you're doing regular or economy, you need to write that on the box. Economy, and that's it, just the service type, and that's it. That is it for today, guys. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope there's been plenty of value in it, and now you can submit your cards to PSA without any issues at all. See you in the next video. Peace.